Morning, all. All right, so we have 3 games tonight in the NHL, which means throwing in some news of the day along with the preview. Starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, the Montreal Canadiens in against the New York Islanders. The Islanders are 41, 31, and 9, but more importantly, 1 point tonight. They do not need to win. All they need is an overtime loss, a shootout loss, and they eliminate the Pittsburgh Penguins and clinch themselves that final spot in the East. Montreal 31, 43, and 6, and trying to play spoiler tonight. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. We have the Dallas Stars in against the St. Louis Blues. The start of a home and home between the Dallas Stars and St. Louis to round out the regular season. St. Louis, of course, 37, 36, and 7. They're playing out the string, but they've been playing relatively well, so Dallas has to take that into consideration. The Stars are 45, 21, and 14 on the season. They are 1 point back of Colorado after the result last night between the Avs and the Oilers. The Avalanche have a home game against Winnipeg, and then they finish the season at Nashville. So, of the two, it's really hard to pick out which one's going to be tougher because for Nashville, they're not going to have anything they're playing for there, and for Winnipeg, they've already clinched themselves a playoff spot. And yeah, we'll see how things go in those games. But for Dallas, until you're no longer in the hunt for that first place spot, you might as well go for it. So we'll see how that game goes tonight. And then at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, the San Jose Sharks and the Calgary Flames go at it. Sadly for the Flames, this game does not matter to the Calgary Flames as they're eliminated, but Coronado will make his debut, and there's some rumblings that Dustin Wolf may be joining the team as well, which I would find odd because the Wranglers are here in Abbotsford. That's the game we're watching tonight. So that just seems kind of odd. The Sharks are 22, 42, and 16 overall. The Calgary Flames are 37, 27, and 17. I mean, unless it's in Calgary, in which case we got some driving to do. But at any rate, yeah, Calgary at home against San Jose. Pride tells you the Flames are still going to go out and play this game and do their best in order to, again, playing for pride in front of your home fans is important. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who do you think will win these 3 games? Moving on to news of the day. September 23rd and 24th, the Coyotes and the Kings will be playing preseason games in Melbourne, Australia. Now, September 23rd and 24th, that's early. And, of course, because they'll be in Australia, it'll probably be at an odd time of day for me to be able to watch them. But it would be interesting to see how well they sell tickets for this game. In that I've already had messages from people telling me that it's good. It's not like there's no other sports being played that week and in that same area. So it will be interesting to see how ticket sales go and how much curiosity there's going to be in Australia. It's one of those odd moves from the NHL that I understand it as, yeah, it's fine for an exhibition or whatnot, but it's not like they could ever think about having an expansion team in Sydney. As funny as that would be, it just wouldn't work. Sydney or Melbourne, or just have a whole Australian division, right? But at any rate, yeah, September 23rd and 24th. If you live in Australia, and I know there are subscribers who live in Australia, are you excited about the NHL coming down there? Do you wish it was somebody other than the Coyotes and the Kings? Let me know your thoughts. Also, last night, the Boston Bruins set a new points mark in the NHL with 133 points. Olmark was taken out for precautionary reasons. Jim Montgomery saying after the game he's fine, no problem. And also, Olmark, the fastest goalie to reach 40 wins. He ties Pete Peters. That year, Pete Peters had 40 wins. That was one of my first years as a fan of hockey. I remember at the time, Peters was seen as one of the best goalies, if not the best goalie in the league. It didn't stay that way, but yeah, Peters is an interesting one. I don't think I've done a career video on him. And it would be an interesting career to do a video on, because he had some ebbs and flows along the way, as many goaltenders do. But yeah, Olmark has to be healthy for the playoffs. I think they understand that. So you throw in Swayman just to finish out the game last night. Jack Hughes has set a new record for the New Jersey Devils with 97 points. So he still has an outside shot at the 100-point mark. Probably doesn't get there. But if he gets 3 points, of course, in their final game tomorrow, then that's how that'll work. Hartman has a hearing today for an interference call on Ehlers, and I put last night on the board it was a nasty hit. It was just dangerous. It was just one of those really dangerous hits. So with Hartman having a hearing, it means he will be suspended. We'll see if it's just the last regular season games, or I think they have 2 games left, or if it's going to be extending into playoffs. I doubt that. They usually don't suspend a player into the playoffs unless it's something really egregious. I have no idea how they're going to view this. I think it'll probably just be a game or two. And the loss last night means that the Wild will be on the road to start the playoffs. So I feel bad for Minnesota on some level because they've had a really good season, really strong season, and yet they're going to end up going on the road either to Dallas or to Colorado. My guess is it's probably going to be Dallas. I get the feeling that Colorado probably holds first place, and Dallas and Minnesota get to meet in the playoffs again. The Minnesota Wild and the former Minnesota North Stars. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see if Minnesota can win in the playoffs and shake that reputation as being a one and done team in the playoffs. One thing with Buffalo, so last night they are eliminated from the playoffs, but just to put things into perspective, they have 87 points. Right now they have 2 games left. The first season that they started missing the playoffs was 2011-2012. Yes, that was a long time ago. They had 89 points that year. And they had 96 points the year before that. That was the final year they made the playoffs. So they can mathematically end up with 91 points, which is not that far off of the 2010-2011 team that did make the playoffs. And for Buffalo, they're trending in the right direction. The Ottawa Senators are as well. Sens having the best season they've had since they stopped making the playoffs some years back. And so it's about being able to build on it. It's just being able to build on that. And I think that they have all the pieces in place to have some success in Buffalo. So we shall see. All right, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.